welcome to page 25 of Measures of Success, book 1. So basically, should be 5th graders. And I also realized there are no 5th grade cellists doing this, so I'm not going to talk about them anymore. It's all of you violins and violas. So, page 25, we finally get to learn another string. We've been doing the DNA string forever, so you better know those notes. If you don't, work on them. So, G string note, finally, lowest string for violins and second to lowest for violas. So, there's our G. So if you look at G for me, it's just open G. That is the lowest note you will ever see violins, not the lowest you'll ever see violas, of course, because you've got the C string, which we will learn later. And violins will learn the E string later, our highest string. So G for me, let's try that one. So just, look at that note. That is what your open G looks like, okay? Here we go. Ready and play. Okay, not too bad, right? Just open G. If you look at oh no, they don't show you that at the top of the page, but they do show you the fingerings. Again, like all your strings, any instrument, it's just the alphabet over and over, A through G. Once you get to G, you go back to A. There's no H in the musical alphabet. So if this is your open G, what would your first finger be? G's the end, so you go back to A, and then the next one will be B, C, okay? So easy to remember. Of course, the lower the note is, the lower it will be on the staff. So G, A, B, C. So next one, Dark Waters, you can see what your low A looks like. That is your A. So you have 4 A's, then you go back down to G, back to A, and then D, D, A, D, D, D. Okay, here we go. 2, ready? I like this one. And you can totally do a tunnel at the end there. Okay, cool. I like that one because it's dark. I like dark music. Faragaka round, oh yay, I like this one. This one's a little tricky because what all do you have going on in the song? 4th finger, that's pretty new, we just learned that. What else do we have? G string notes, but actually not that many, it's just 2 low A's at the end there, so it's not too bad. And 8th notes, and those, you have 4 8th notes in a row twice. Luckily, it's the same thing, so once you get the first one, you get the second one too. But it's switching notes the entire time. You don't get to go like, it's. So that I think is the hardest part, getting the A, B, A, G. So if you can, so you have A, B, A, that's pretty easy. So everyone just try that. We're on the second line of Frere Jacques, looking at the first measure. So just play A, B, A. Good, do it again. So that should be easy enough. However, getting to that G is the tricky part, that string crossing, because you have to move your bow over to the D string and get your 3 fingers down on the D string. So I would highly recommend, while you're playing that open A, I know it's not a whole lot of time, but while you're playing the 3rd note, that A, the A before the G, try to get your 3 fingers ready to go. So I would go like, so my fingers are always hovering. I'm so close, you probably can't even tell that I'm not touching the string, but I am not quite touching it. Okay, so just really hover and get them right above the string so they're ready to plop right down. And this one is a round. We know how to do rounds, right? So I'm gonna start at the beginning. When I get to the big circled number 2, you come in also at the beginning. Okay, so I'll cue you in just like I would in our regular lessons. I'll cue you when I get to the 2, you should be following along anyway, but I'll cue you and you start at the beginning, okay? Frere Jacques, ready? Here I go. Realize, of course, you probably are not going to immediately play as around with me. So you can play with me, work on it first because it's a hard one, then try playing it with me, then try it as around with me. Okay? Cool. And let's go on to the last one, French Carol. This is a tricky one. We have 8th notes. We have more G string notes in this one. So this is going to take time to work on. It's one of those ones where my practice tips will come in handy. If you haven't looked at that practice tip video, please look at that. It's one of those ones where you're going to want to break it up, take a measure at a time, that kind of thing, okay? Make sure you're really counting. A lot of times I find that students were like, we're thinking so much about our 8th notes and getting those fast enough that we forget about our half notes and making sure they're long enough. So make sure your half notes are a full 2 beats. So this is how French Carol's going to sound. Again, take your time on this one. There's lots of new stuff happening in this song, okay? Here we go. Ready? D, C, Al, Fine, back to the beginning. That's it. We end at the fine. Fine means finished, final. A lot of these Italian words do sound similar to our English words. A lot of them don't, but a lot of them do. So fine means finished. That's the end. Okay, DC al fine. It looks like DC al fine, but it is fine. Means da capo, which means to go back to the beginning, which I believe they talk about right above there. So you can read that, but I pretty much just told you. So, okay, good luck with this page. The first 2 are pretty easy. Second 2 will need some more work. Frere Jacques is fun because we all know that song most likely. Okay, have a good one. Bye.